Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Mann Co store. The specific thing I wanted to talk about was that the Mann Co store prices on certain items are absolutely ridiculous, and in some cases it almost feels like they are scamming you. In fact, they are scamming you. The reason I kind of wanted to make this video is that one, it's been on my video to-do list for almost a year now. Yes, I have a video to-do list. No, I'm not very good at following it. And yes, there are still more year-old ideas on there that I wanted to do and that I haven't yet. But the reason that kind of set this idea off again and made me want to make it now was that I'm cashing out, right? So now I'm cashing out, I'm becoming aware of all of the values and stuff in my inventory again. I was on top of this a lot when I was doing trading all the time, and everything in my inventory was up for sale as well, so I could make profit on it. So I knew the values of pretty much everything I owned, and I was massively on top of what certain hats were worth, what wasn't worth it, anything like that. Then when I stopped trading for a little while, I kind of lost that, but now I'm cashing out and I'm listing stuff and I'm trying to sell everything. I'm thinking about it a lot more again. So because I kind of look at my list of videos I want to make pretty much every single day, trying to figure out what one I want to work on next, I saw the Mann Co store is scamming you idea that I wrote down. So I thought I'd look for some of my hats that I have in my inventory and see if I can find them on the Mann Co store and see what they're worth. A decent example of this would be the Desert Marauder is being sold on there for around $10. If you're a trader or you know what backpack.tf is, you'll see a Desert Marauder is worth 1.44 to 1.66 ref. We're going to round it up to 2 to make Valve look slightly less bad. And if you look at the price of a refined metal, it is literally 4 cents. So rounding it up to 2 ref is 8 cents. They are charging $10 for an item worth less than 10 cents. Does that not sound like scamming to anybody else? And the thing is, a lot of people who've played the game for a while and know a little bit about trading will know that that is a bad deal. What about all the new players coming to the game that have no idea about any of this trading stuff, any idea about the economy, and just want to buy some hats? The first place they're going to look is the Mann Co store, and they're going to think that the prices in there is what everything is worth. And if they do spend quite a lot of money in there, they will realize eventually that they've been ripped off massively. The prices of the vast majority of items in the Mann Co store isn't even worth a fraction of what they are selling it for, and they haven't changed the prices or adapted them at all, ever. The only price I have seen in the Mann Co store which isn't a complete rip-off are keys. They're the only thing you should ever buy from the Mann Co store. And even then, you'd only buy it so you get TF2 Premium, and then you can go to marketplace.tf or any other site to buy them for cheaper. This actually came up a while back when Anomaly played TF2 on stream as kind of a one-off. He went onto the Mann Co store and he ended up spending something like $16 at once, which doesn't sound too bad, but then you look at what he actually bought. He also may or may not have gone on to buy a few more things, I don't know. The clip that I found that was on the Reddit post I'm going to link in the description only showed him spending $16. So that $16 he spent was actually over 88.6 times the amount the items were actually worth. I already talked about how much of a scam the Desert Marauder is, and he had bought one of them. So yeah, you see how much money he's losing already. I didn't actually just do that maths that I said. That was done by Solarlight, who made the Reddit post that I've linked in the description. It also has the clip on there if you want to watch Anomaly buy the stuff and read a little bit more about it. So yeah, that's not me doing maths. But because Anomaly was new to TF2 and wasn't a massive part of it for a while, he went straight to the Mann Co store like any other new player would and spent 88 times the amount that any of the items were actually worth. Valve take advantage of brand new players in TF2. Valve don't try and point you towards the community market where you can get things for slightly cheaper in most cases, not even some cases, most cases. But you can't really sell hats on there or weapons, I don't think either, unless they're unusuals or some weird quality. And even then, buying vintage items on the market, like vintage weapons and even strange weapons sometimes, is cheaper than buying the weapons on the Mann Co store. The unique, untradeable, uncraftable, anythingable weapons you buy for the Mann Co store are more expensive than maybe a strange version of the same thing that you can eventually trade and you can craft and you can do anything you want with. Why? They obviously wouldn't, as a company who wants to make as much profit as possible, point you to an external site like marketplace.tf or any other trading site that exists. So if you did want to spend cash on something like a weapon, you could do that on marketplace.tf for much cheaper, but Valve won't tell you that because, you know, they want all the money to themselves. Can't really blame them for that. They are a company, they do have to keep running, but I think they've made enough money now so they can start lowering the prices on the Mann Co store to a little bit closer to what they actually should be. I wrote in my script that they were borderline scamming people, but now that I've kind of looked into it a little bit more and I've read a little bit more about it, they are absolutely scamming people, and it's not even like a borderline thing. They are just scamming people. Maybe not intentionally, but they're still doing it. I mean, Valve also make a lot of money from the community market because they take a tax on each sale, which is completely fine. They're offering a service, so they'll take a cut. That's whatever. Everybody does that. They also make a lot of money from scamming kids on the Mann Co store because nobody knows what the items are actually worth when they first start playing, so they spend too much before they even realize what they're doing is wrong. Do TF2 players ever see any of that money again being put into their game? No, not really. A lot of the money that is made from TF2 actually gets put into other projects like VR, which again is kind of whatever. Like, Valve run their own company and it's worked with them so far, so they can do what they want. It is their money at the end of the day, so they can put it into whatever project they think is necessary. And the employees at Valve are very project focused. If they want to work on TF2, some of them will work on TF2. If they want to work on VR, like most of them do, they will all work on VR. I do find it funny that I'm guessing some money that came from TF2 went into developing Artifact, which is a brand new title from Valve, came out December or November of 2018, and it's super hyped up, massive community buzz, and it's already dead. 800 maximum people play that video game at one time. This is a month after it's come out, and the game is dead already. Maybe I'll talk about that more in depth in another video, because Valve's priorities don't really seem to be all in the right place. The Mann Co store is scamming you. Don't buy anything from there. The only thing you should ever buy from the Mann Co store is keys. And once you bought 2 keys with your $5 you had to put on Steam to get premium, start buying them from marketplace.tf or stn.tf, anywhere else other than the Mann Co store, because you are getting ripped off. Everything else on the store is genuinely a complete rip-off designed purely to trick new players into buying things from there so they can scam you and make much more money than items are actually worth. Maybe if there were some new items every once in a while that was being put on there where you could only get them from the store, the price tag would be a little bit more reasonable and you might actually spend that much money to get something. But there's never any new items for TF2. There hasn't been any new items in a while. So don't buy anything from them. Don't put money into Steam to buy items on the marketplace. Don't do that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your money. If you want to get ripped off, you go ahead and do that. I can't stop you. But I'm going to keep my money somewhere else, and I'm not going to put it into the Mann Co store at all. If new keys come out, that's fine, because they're the only place you can really get them. So buy them from there then. But there's not any new keys right now, so don't do it. Anyway, that is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. Also, if you're new around here, then subscribe as well, because, you know, I'm trying to keep an upload schedule going. It's hard. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you did enjoy it, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.